Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Laura, and in this video we are going to do a restorative yoga series for letting go. And whether or not that letting go is physical, mental, or emotional, doesn't matter. You're going to find that it's going to help you release. Now we're also going to be incorporating essential oils. They are always optional, but restorative yoga and essential oils just go beautifully hand in hand. So I'm going to share with you the oils that I recommend for this practice. They're all Young Living essential oils. They're the only ones I would ever use. You can click below to find out more as to why. The ones that I chose for today, my letting go oils are always one of four. So I'm going to share with you 4 different oils, and you may actually have one already. And if you don't, you might want to consider, especially if it really resonates with you. The first one is release, and release is formulated to really help you release deep negative emotions, especially anger. So that is a really nice one to have on hand. Trauma Life is very good for releasing early traumas, emotional traumas that you've had that you might need to let go of. Forgiveness. I often find what we need to let go of is guilt or shame, and forgiveness can really help us take that next step. And I find it's usually forgiveness for ourselves more than anything. And finally, surrender. Surrender is just a really good one for just letting go of control, letting God, whatever it is you need. Surrender is a great one for letting go. Now, I would choose one of those and put it in the diffuser, and then somehow put it on your person. If you can put it on your skin, you can put it on your hands. I like to wear diffuser bracelets, and I put it on the diffuser bracelet so that way throughout practice I can get another hit, if you will. You can also use a cotton ball, and you can stick it right down in your shirt if you want, because then you'll smell it throughout class. One of the things you might want to consider doing is making a spray out of an oil that you use a lot. I have a release spray because I use that one a lot. And it's just water in here, and then as many drops as you enjoy. So I would put probably 15 drops. This is a 4-ounce spray bottle. Make sure it's glass, and then you can use it to spray yourself. And I will use it for Shavasana for sure. Now, another thing you're going to want for this class is a pair of socks, because we are going to start with foot massage. Now, normally before class begins, if you've been studying with me for a while, you know that we usually start with some sort of essential oil on our feet, and that helps ground us and helps us relax. Well, we definitely want to do that for restorative, but in restorative you can wear socks because you don't need to worry about slipping on your mat, since we do the whole class lying down. So what I like to do when I'm doing restorative is I actually like to add a little carrier oil. So this happens to be avocado, straight avocado oil, along with an oil for massaging my feet to actually give myself a nice foot massage. So not just rubbing oil on my feet, but actually massaging my feet. And that is just so nice when you're doing restorative yoga. So the oil I've chosen is Valor. Valor is very, very grounding, comes in the starter kit. And the nice thing about Valor is it also builds courage, and sometimes you need a little courage in order to let go. So if you don't have oils, don't worry. You can grab an oil, any kind of food grade oil. You can put it on your feet. Don't put anything on your body you wouldn't put in your body, because it's going to end up in your body. So make sure it's food grade. Grab some olive oil out of the kitchen, and you can join me for a nice foot massage. Have your socks handy. Just going to put a few drops into your hand, and then if you've got an oil, you can use Valor or any other grounding oil. Sacred Mountain is also really nice. Grounding is a really nice one. Frankincense makes a great foot oil. And then rub your feet, these would be hands, and rub it onto your feet. And then go ahead and just rub your feet. Breathe as you go. Feel free to add more carrier oil if you want more. Draw your awareness to your breath. For props for today's class, you will want at least 2 blankets. You can make sure they're firm. You can get away with like a bath sheet or a beach blanket or beach towel. That could work. If you have 3, even better, but you can definitely get away with 2. Doesn't that feel good? All right, and then go ahead and put your socks on. Okay, we're going to start with a little bit of breathing to release and relax. So there's a couple of things I want you to have handy before you go down. The first is blankets. So we are going to need our blankets, and you're going to have it folded this big. You know what? I'm going to use my other blanket because you can see the fold a little bit better. So from this size, we'll be folding it over one more time. Okay? Now, we're going to lie back, and you're going to begin with a prop underneath the knees. Now, whenever I use something underneath the knees, what I do is I take it from this side, so it's about, I'm going to say 3 feet by maybe 18 inches, and I triple fold it. So it's actually flat, not round. And I put that up underneath my thighs instead of a roll underneath my knees. Especially in restorative yoga, this is really important because we're in poses a little bit longer than usual, and your legs can actually start to fall asleep when you put a roll underneath your knee because you've got an artery that runs behind the knee. Now, for all of these poses, if you want to hold them longer, feel free to pause the video and let yourself be in them as long as you want. You're going to have your other blanket and have it right by your left hip, and go ahead and lie down. Turn your palms up toward the ceiling. Let your toes drop out to the side. We're going to start with 3 intentional breaths. If you want to use oils for this, like I have it on my bracelet, then you can take 3 deep breaths with your oil. And as you exhale, I want you to consciously let go and release. Breathing in through the nose, releasing through the mouth in an audible sigh. And when you're done, bring your arms back down by your side. Bring your awareness to your breath. And just become aware of your breath as it flows in and out of your body. As you begin to relax more and more deeply, take a moment to set your intention for your practice. If you know what you want to let go of, set your intention. I'm using this practice to help me release whatever it is. If you don't know, that's fine too. I'm just using this practice to relax and let go of whatever it's time to let go of, and just trust the universe will help you release whatever it is you need to release. Now, with our focus on letting go, our attention will be on the exhale aspect of the breath. So you're going to breathe in, and as you exhale, visualize your body, your mind, everything letting go, and just very gently draw out your breath a little bit.
As you draw out your exhalation, the body's relaxing and releasing. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Take a few more breaths, letting your body relax just a little bit more. And then taking your time, start moving your fingers, your toes. You're going to bend your knees. Bring them up into the chest. Give them a little hug. And then scoot your blanket over. You're going to take both legs down to your left. And I want your calves to your feet totally supported here. And if you feel a stretch, this is restorative, so you want to feel very, very relaxed. If you feel a stretch, grab the blanket that was under your knees and put it on top. I want you to feel totally relaxed so that you can just hold this and hold it and hold it. And just allow yourself to release and relax and soften. Your job is to continue releasing, continue relaxing, and letting go. The beauty of restorative yoga is it's all about letting go. The more you can relax, the deeper the pose goes. So your job here is to soften the belly, soften the back, soften the shoulders, and just let yourself release more and more. Now very slowly, you're going to bring the knees up. You can lift that top one, followed by the bottom, and move the blankets over to the other side. And bring your legs down to the right. And again, just take a couple of deep breaths, letting yourself settle. and soften. Now's a good time to put your awareness on your exhales and using each exhale to help you release and relax even more. Softening, letting go. Very slowly begin to bring your awareness back. And coming up again with the top leg first, followed by the bottom. Just give the knees a hug. And then roll over to your left side and push yourself up with your top hand. And come on up to sitting.
All right, the next pose we're going to do is a very gentle back bending pose. So you're going to need the blanket underneath your thighs again. So grab that triple folded flat blanket and then take your other blanket and open it up so it's in that 3-foot position size, and you're going to fold it lengthwise, length to length, to make a plank. Then you're going to lie over the plank so that the top edge hits right across the base of your shoulder blades, which is about where your bra strap is, okay, for women out there. And you're going to have this one for underneath your legs. So, lying back, it takes a little adjusting to get it correct. Arms should be above. There should be no feeling of crowding around the neck at all. Just feel really open across the heart. And then make sure your blanket is underneath the thighs, kind of tucked up underneath the buttocks. And then just allow yourself to relax. And breathe. Another good time to be breathing into that exhalation. Feeling yourself release more and more deeply.
make sure you feel comfortable. If you feel any tension anywhere, it's okay to adjust so that you feel better. Very gently bring movement back into the body. And then you're going to bend the knees, roll to one side, and just make a pillow with your bottom arm. And as you feel ready, push yourself up with your top hand. Let your head be heavy to the very end, coming up. And just sit for a moment and feel the effects of that pose on your body and mind. All right, next pose is Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, if you have 3 blankets, you can use 2 underneath you. If you have 3 blankets, you can use 2 underneath you. If you only have 2 blankets, just use 1. I'm going to show you 2 so you can see it, but you would obviously just do 1 if you only have 1. So you're going to make the plank fold. So again, so it's from this size, you're going to fold length, the long end to the long end, and stack 1 or 2 blankets up, like so. And what you will do, where you're headed, is lying over like so. Then you're going to take your second or third blanket, depending on how many you have,
and open it up one. So you've got a really nice long end, and you're going to roll that in a very tight roll. Then, and you'll want to watch me here. Let me show you the whole thing if you haven't ever done Supta Baddha Konasana. Putting the soles of the feet together, you're going to set the blanket on your feet, wrap it so it's underneath your thighs. You're not tucking it. That's what almost everyone does behind the calves. You want the feet nice and tight and put underneath your thighs as well. If your legs don't feel supported because your roll isn't long enough or you're just tight, use blocks up underneath the knees because you want to feel like the legs aren't stretching. You don't want any stretch in the groin at all here. You want them to feel very supported. Then you will lie over your blanket and take the blanket and either roll it under or over to give your neck some support. I'm hoping you can see that. Then the last thing is you want to make sure there isn't a catch in your lower back. Sometimes the lower back is arched up here. If you lift the hips up and elongate that lower back and set them down, it should feel right next to heaven. So go ahead and get yourself situated. If you have knee issues or hip issues, so this position isn't comfortable, you can extend the legs and put the roll up, put the flat triple fold blanket underneath the thighs as we've done before. Now we're going to be in this one for a few minutes, a little longer than we have any of the others. So just allow yourself to relax. Use your exhalations and allow yourself to sink and let go, let go, let go.
Now very gently and ever so peacefully begin to bring movement back into your body. As you're ready, you're going to draw the knees together and roll to one side. You can either lie on the floor or over your blankets. And just take a few moments to breathe and let yourself relax. And then as you feel ready, you're going to push yourself up with your top hand, let your head hang as you come all the way up, and then just take a moment sitting to feel the effects of that pose.
It's always nice to pause after each, especially restorative yoga poses, to really connect with your body and mind and become more and more aware of how it's affecting you. All right, next we're going to do a supported child's pose before we move into Shavasana. So however many blankets you have, or if you have a bolster, you can use that as well. You're going to fold them into that plank fold. And then you are going to either put the blankets right between your knees and lie down, or you can come up on top and have a seat on the blankets. And that's nice to do if you have any knee issues. If this is really uncomfortable for your knees, just shoot your legs out behind you and be in this position. Okay? So find your position, turn your head to one side, and just let yourself begin to release. Softening, letting go. Be sure your arms are far enough up and overhead that your elbows aren't keeping tension in the shoulders. You want the shoulders to release, so feel those shoulder blades soften. Breathing deeply into the blanket. Feel that breath move into the back body, softening, relaxing. Now very slowly lift your head and turn it to the other side.
And then very slowly bring your head back to the middle. Draw your belly in and round yourself up.
Take a moment and feel the effects of that pose. All right. Next, we move into Shavasana. So, a couple of things. First of all, get yourself set up for Shavasana. I definitely recommend having something underneath your knees, because when you do restorative yoga, I encourage you to do a longer Shavasana than you normally do. 15 minutes is a nice amount of time, up to 20, 25. So back to that triple fold again, blanket. And then before you go down, now's a good time to refresh your oils. If you have a spray, it's a great time to use your spray. Or you can put a little bit more in your hands and breathe it in. Whatever you need to do. And then move into Shavasana.
Feet are more than hip width apart. Let the toes drop out to the side. Hands down by the side. Arms are about 45 degrees away from the body as you draw those shoulders down. Palms face up. Rest right in the middle of the back of your head. Start with 3 conscious breaths in as you release and relax more and more. Letting go, letting go, letting go. This is when I will leave you. I encourage you to stay here for as long as you want. 15, 20 minutes is a great amount of time after a restorative yoga class. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and also subscribe to my channel so you get notified every time I release something new. Have a great day. Namaste.